Hi, so we're outside and I'm going to review The Picture of Dorian Gray. This is legit the cover of this book. It was for free on the bookstore, so it's okay. The Picture of Dorian Gray is about a young man named Dorian Gray who moves to London, and he's really, really beautiful and innocent. And a friend of his that he meets in London named Basil paints a picture of him, a portrait of him, and as the years go on, Dorian continues to look innocent and beautiful, but the painting starts to get old. The image of him in the painting starts to get old, and it starts to take on some of the features that he would normally have taken on, you know, if he actually aged. And he starts to live a very kind of rough life, and he starts to indulge in things that would normally affect people in a negative way and that would normally age people. But it doesn't age him because it ages the painting. So that's kind of the premise of the story. It's a really cool premise. My favorite things about this book was the writing. The writing was amazing. The way that this book is written, the words, the sentences, every sentence feels so important and feels so like it's just poetry. This author is like just amazing. He's like an artist with his words, and he's just so incredible in the way that he writes. Everything is just written so profoundly. I have never found so many quotes that I love from a book before as I have in this book. It's just filled with so many amazing things that Oscar Wilde has said, especially through the character of Henry, who likes to talk and likes to kind of give his opinions about things. And every time Henry talked, I was like, okay, what are you saying? Because it's probably going to be something that I want to like write down from there, because whatever you say, it just sounds so profound, and it just makes you think about things. And there's so much contained in like just little sentences. It's amazing. The characters and the relationships are another thing I really liked about this book. I said that Henry, whenever he speaks, like I'm like listening intently. I listen to whatever he says, but at the same time he is deeply unlikable. Like I really don't like anyone in this book that much. So that's what I kind of liked about the characters actually. Everyone is unlikable, but they're all really interesting. So Henry, he has this way with words, and he has this kind of, he has very very firm ideas, but I feel like he says these firm ideas, but I don't know if he like actually believes in them. They're just so not out there, but they're so different to the views of his peers, and it kind of just sometimes feels like he's just talking, but what he says is really profound and makes you think about a lot of things. And sometimes you're just like, oh gosh, would you just stop talking, because he's really unlikable. And also Basil, however you want to say his name, who draws the portrait, he has kind of this worship-love relationship with Dorian. He worships Dorian. Dorian is kind of his muse. And it's interesting to see the kind of desperation that he doesn't really show it, but it's kind of there. You can feel that he just wants this person to continually be in his life because he inspires him and because he's, you know, very beautiful. So it was interesting to kind of see that relationship, especially compared to Henry, because Henry and Basil are very different characters. And then there's Dorian, who is eternally beautiful, but as the story progresses, he is more and more like a psychopath, just in the way he thinks, and the actions that he does, and the things that he partakes in. He's very unfeeling, I think, and he sort of feels like he should feel sympathy or empathy for something that he's done or for somebody, but he just doesn't. And he's like, why don't I feel this way? Why do I not care that much? Why have I just gotten over this so quickly, even if it's like some really big deal? So it was interesting to see him go from a really innocent person to a psychopath, basically. And I'm wondering, if you've read The Picture of Dorian Gray, I wonder what you think. Do you think he was always a psychopath, but he just didn't know, or he hadn't experienced like the bad things that he began to in this novel, and he, you know, he didn't know that he could experience them? Or do you think he became a psychopath because of his experiences and because of the fact that he never aged? But yeah, I'm interested to know. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. I also really like the themes of vanity and identity and the soul that were kind of explored in this book and how they were explored. And I also like that there were some horrific and debaucherous things that happened, some like really creepy things that happened. This is a horror genre book. But there overall was always a tone of elegance to the book, so it kind of made it even creepier that the whole way through, even no matter what happened, there was still this elegance that was always there, which I actually really liked. And let me just tell you, I would love to be able to just do nothing all day like these people do in this book. Like, they just have no jobs. They're just doing nothing, going to like tea, after brunch, after dinner, and like not even going to those things, being late to those things because they're so tired of them, and I'm just like, I have to go to school. But yeah, I really enjoyed The Picture of Dorian Gray. I'm giving it 4.5 out of 5. Definitely recommend it to you. It's a great classic. And yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye. I feel like I should show you the view that I'm seeing, so this is what I'm looking at right now. Yeah.